months ago, HBO and Warner Brothers completely flipped the industry on their head with their announcement that they're planning on releasing films simultaneously on HBO Max and on theaters. Well, the first release came out with The Little Things, and we're soon to get Judas and the Black Messiah. And I thought there's only one way to celebrate this, right? So today I have my ranking of my top 10 most anticipated films to come out from HBO Max. Now, before I get started with my top 10, I kind of want to give an honorable mention. And I say kind of because this film is technically not part of the release slate for the simultaneous theater and streaming. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I don't know what more that could be said about this film. It's been talked about for quite some time now. It's the director's cut of the 2017 Justice League film that's coming out. It's about 4 hours or a little over 4 hours long, rated R. And like I said, there's not much more to say about it. There's, these clips and, little snippets coming out, and I'm very intrigued. So that's why it kind of snuck into my list, but not really. So at the number 11, or the honorable mention, to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And now on with the top 10. And at number 10, we have Space Jam. The new Space Jam, what can I say about it? This is more of a childhood nostalgia pick, because growing up, Michael Jordan in the original Space Jam, what can I say about it? It's one of the best. I'm a sports fan. I'm a huge basketball fan. Michael Jordan is the GOAT in my opinion. And growing up, I loved the original Space Jam, and now of course LeBron is making his remake or continuation. I'm not 100% sure what it is. And at number 9, I have the third Conjuring film. Now check out this title: The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Doesn't that sound insane? Exactly. I loved the first two Conjurings, by the way. James Wan did a fantastic, marvelous job in my opinion. But this one is at number 9 solely due to the fact that James Wan is not directing it this time. So I'm a little pessimistic as how good it could actually be without him, behind the lens. But I believe he's also producing, so I have some faith in it. So that's why it falls down to my number 9. And with the number 8 spot, we have a different type of film. And I mean different solely because it's not one of those big franchises. It's a smaller film. And it's being directed by Taylor Sheridan, which is, I believe this is his second big feature that he's directing. And previously he directed Wind River. And if you have not watched that, highly recommended. And normally for a guy that's only directed a handful of films, my excitement wouldn't be as high as it is for this film. But when you look at his credits, you see that he also wrote Wind River, which I just spoke about, Hell or High Water, fantastic film, which Chris Pine, Ben Foster, Jeff Bridges. If you have not watched that film, do yourself a favor and check it out. He also wrote Sicario, the first one, the better one in my opinion, with I don't know what to say about this film alone. You have Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, directed by Denis Villeneuve. This is one of my favorite films of all time. Not top 10, maybe top 30, 40-ish, around that realm. But I said all that pretty much to just, highlight the fact that this guy is extremely talented. And the cast is fantastic too. You have Angelina Jolie, Nicholas Hoult, John Bothrow, pretty good names, right? And if you're not familiar with this film, Those Who Wish Me Dead, that's the title again, it pretty much reads: a teenager murder witness finds himself pursued by twin assassins in the Montana wilderness, with a survivor expert tasked with protecting him, and a forest fire threatens to consume them all. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. So that is why at number 8 I have Those Who Wish Me Dead. And at number 7, we're back with another big Hollywood franchise. And to some, it doesn't get any bigger than The Matrix. And at number 7, I have The Matrix 4, which is also being called Matrix Resurrection. And it's not any higher in my list solely because of the third film, Matrix Revolutions. I don't have enough words in the human dictionary to describe how I really feel about this film, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But besides that, it's half of the director that's coming back, so that does give me some pause. But the reason that it didn't make my top 10 is for, like, you have Keanu Reeves back, Carrie-Anne Moss is back. Like, how can you not be excited for that? So those reasons, I have The Matrix. And at the number 6 spot, we have Finish Him, Mortal Kombat. Yes, it cracked my top 10. And you have a brand new director in a primarily unknown cast. You're probably thinking to yourself, why is it so high on my list? It's Mortal Kombat. What more can I say? As much as I do dislike the 90s Mortal Kombat as well, but it's good cheese, good fun cheese. And the little snippets I've seen of this film look, it looks pretty interesting to say the least. And they got my boy Sub-Zero right there in the front and center. Everybody and their mama knows Sub-Zero over Scorpion. Every day, any day of the week, the month, it don't matter. It's Sub-Zero. And James Wan has his fingerprints all over this as well. And what he typically touches is pretty good. So that's why Mortal Kombat falls at the number 6 spot for me. Entering the top 5 of my list. These are the films that I am extremely excited for. And there's none. I'm a DC guy, primarily DC guy. I love Marvel as well, so don't hold that against me. I love both companies, but DC, that's what I grew up. It's in my blood, pretty much. That's what I say. And with that being said, number 5, The Suicide Squad. Like, you're bringing a Marvel guy over in James Wan. I heard all of the complaints and stuff, which I don't really understand, but did I say James Wan? I meant to say James Gunn. There's just been so much James Wan talk. He's stuck in my head. But James Gunn, like, you brought him over from the Guardians film. I'm so on the second one, but the first Guardians film was fantastic. I love that film. Top tier Marvel making to me. And he's not only that, he's had other, films under his belt that are pretty good. Slither, to say the least. But yeah, the little snippets and clips I've seen of this look fantastic. We saw that little trailer or whatever you want to call it for DC fandom. It looked pretty damn good to me, and you can't go anywhere but up from the previous Suicide Squad. I'm not a fan, so I don't see how they could be any worse than that. But like I said, James Gunn is behind the helms this time with an absolute bonkers cast. I can't even mention everybody that's in there. That's how insane this cast is. So yeah, that's why it made number 5 for me. To nobody's surprise, speaking about James Wan, we'll just call this video the James Wan episode, because it's been his name throughout this whole list. But yeah, I can't go any further without actually talking about a film that he's directing. That's Malignant. There's not pretty much known about this, but it's James Wan, one of the best horror directors for modern day, in my opinion. And this is, I believe, an original concept as well. Like, there's no source material that he's pulling from. This is strictly from his crazy noggin. I'm in. So at number 4, you have James Wan, Malignant. And at the number 3 spot, if everybody's excitement is not through the roof for this film, something's definitely wrong with you, and get some help ASAP, like right now. And Godzilla vs. Kong, like, what more? Like, where do I go from here? We saw the trailer that dropped. By the way, Team Godzilla all day, every day. Even though they try to make my boy look like the villain, I highly doubt it. But yeah, this trailer is possibly one of the best, not possibly, definitely one of the best trailers I've seen in years. And it has my excitement through the roof with this one. I cannot wait to see it. Godzilla is going to destroy Little Kong, Queen Kong, because he don't deserve King Kong. That's all I gotta say. And the number 2 spot, my top 2, I spoke about this film in the intro a little bit, and that's Judas and the Black Messiah. Oh man, this film was in my top 10 most anticipated films of 2021 this year for a good reason. Lakeith Stanfield, this man is, I have not seen a film that he's been in that I did not absolutely adore. So I don't expect this to be any different. Also, let's not forget about Daniel Kaluuya. Fantastic actors. One of my favorite actors, both of these guys, some of my favorite actors working today. They always give their all and very passionate at what they do. Trailer looks fantastic and reviews have been through the roof, being called, I believe, film of the year. I know it's a little early, but damn. In my number one film, it's Dune, ladies and gentlemen. Dune last year, which it was the original release date, it was number 2 right behind Tenet, and this year it's number 1. Like every list, doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna be Dune. Denis Villeneuve, he's in the class, maybe right below a Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese. Like these guys, just doesn't matter what genre it is, they put out gold, and that's why Dune has me excited and is my number 1 most anticipated film out of the release slate for HBO Max and Warner Brothers. Where are you shocked? You shouldn't be. That's another video in the bag for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it and had as much fun as I did, because I had a blast. And like I do every video, I just need that one favor from you, or multiple favors, whatever you want to call it. You subscribe, you like, you share, and comment. And do not forget to turn on that notification, that little bell, to inform you whenever I post a video to get some more heat, because I plan on dropping a lot more. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.